Come on! How can it handle 1.9 volts through it with a passive cooler? Please, just die! Today, we're heading back to PC Building Simulator to do some cursed PC builds. This is something that I wanted to do in real life before, but I feel like with PC Building Simulator, you have a lot more variety. And if you all are interested in real-world cursed builds, let me know in the comment section below. But with that, let's venture into PC Building Sim. Today's video is sponsored by Linode, which is a powerful and affordable Linux-based cloud computing service which is very easy to use. Linode has a large marketplace with fully configured one-click apps for whatever use case you need Linux-based web servers for. If you're new to self-hosting apps, check out Cloudron, which is like a marketplace inside Linode's marketplace. Some tasty marketception right there. Cloudron comes with over 100 cloud apps to test on your servers, all installed through a simple web UI. They also have a variety of game server hosting options for you scrubs out there. And considering that we're currently mid-Scalpocalypse and physical hardware is very difficult to get your hands on, if you have heavy compute applications, Linode offers affordable options for that, be it CPU-intensive, RAM-intensive, or GPU-intensive workloads. And when it comes to GPU compute loads, Linode's not messing around. They're using NVIDIA Quadro RTX 6000 series GPUs for the max horsepower possible. If this sounds good to you, sign up using the link in my description below for a $100 60-day credit. You know when you get a pre-built, you open it up and there's like an MATX motherboard in like a mid-tower case and it's all like, that's terrible. Well, today we're going to take that to the next level. So I think the first thing that we want to do is find the largest case in the game so that we can fit the smallest PC possible in it. Ooh, we got the Colink Big Chungus, which, I mean, just on name alone, that one wins, but I'm pretty sure the Corsair one's bigger. Can you filter? Min Super Tower. There we go. Okay, so we've got the 1000D, we've got the 900D. I'm not sure. The 1000D's got to be bigger, right? It's got a bigger number in its name. So yeah, these are our options. Or the View 91. I really like the look of the Enya, but I think we're gonna go 1000D. So we've got the 1000D here, and then we need to remove the side panel. Ooh, that opens really nicely. And then remove case parts so we can get the power supply basement out. We are going to need... Okay, so we're going to start off with the motherboard combination. And we are definitely going to need an ITX board. Do we also make it like really low end? Like a weirdly loser system? Here, so the some of the Celerons should fit in this. It's a mad overkill motherboard, which I'm a bit bleak about. Apparently, you have to get a Z490 ITX board if you want a Celeron system. CPUs, Celeron incompatible. Yay! Okay, so we can put this in there. Next up, we need thermal paste on there so we can passively cool our Celeron in there. Next up, we need some RAM. Now, because these are cursed builds, we're gonna have to do just like a single stick of RAM. And then finally, we do need a graphics card because it is PC Building Simulator. You're not allowed to not have graphics cards. You can't use like an iGPU or whatever. So let's see what the max length. Let's just do the max length that. And then I kind of want a low profile graphics card. I think that would really add to the aesthetic. Oh, here's one. So we've got a GT 1030, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the slowest graphics card in the game as well. So that's a good combination. Oh yeah, look at that. That is beautiful. And all we need now is a power supply, and then I actually think we're good. Oh, the Sean Power King is the cheapest power supply that they have. So it's I mean, this isn't a real brand, but it seems like it's a fire hazard, right? It just kind of looks like it. Weird cable management in this game that really triggers me for some reason. And there we have a majestic looking system. Look at that bad boy. And the thing is, I think the temperatures are actually not going to be very good because A, we're passively cooled, and B, there's not really any airflow. We don't have any fans in this system, but whatever. It should work. Let's try and power it on. I love that it's still making like badass fan power noises. Oh, I need to install an operating system. It's making like badass fan power noises, but there's only like, I mean, I guess it's a low profile graphics card fan, right? So it makes sense that it's noisy, I guess. Okay, so now we're gonna download system info. You must restart. Oh, every time. Oh yeah, we wanted 3D Mark, right? What do you mean I have to restart my PC to install 3D Mark? Oh, I hate you, game. Okay, so here we have our temperatures. Let's see. Yo, look at that. I mean, like 31 degrees. Idle with some passive cooled actions. Actually, not that bad. But let's do some benchmarks and see how it runs. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That is this. Oh! Okay, that was my bad. That was a bit of a whoopsie. Let's just edit that out and pretend that didn't happen. Oh, look at it working away. Crunching away them numbers. Okay, so while that benchmark runs for the rest of our lives, let's do the next cursed system. Now, what I was thinking was doing something along the lines of the most inadequately cooled system possible. The problem is, though, you can't really change the cooling on the graphics cards, which is a little bit lame, but we should be able to passively cool an obscene CPU. So like a 5950X with like a passive cooler on it. And then we overclock it until it explodes. I don't know, we can see what happens here. We're going to start with a case manufacturer that's well known for having really good ventilation on all of their cases. I think Deepcool is a good option for that. Look at that front panel. There is no room for air over there. We're just going to have to remove the intake fan as well so that we can really minimize the airflow, you know? Okay, that looks good to me. And then we're going to find a motherboard. I think, so if you look at the Arctic Alpine 12 passive cooler, it just fits on AM4 and like the smaller LGA socket. So we're not going to be able to like passively cool a Threadripper, unfortunately, which really is the dream. We could try and cool a Threadripper CPU without fans on an AIO. Like that is an option. Yo, maybe we should do that instead. Yeah, because we've already done a passive cooler, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to take, let's do this. So we have to, what do we need to remove? Oh, we need a motherboard first. Okay, whatever. I don't know why we did that. Okay, so we're going to find a B450 motherboard for a 5950X is already a really good start. This is like the most badass CPU that AMD makes these days that isn't a Threadripper. We're going to do this like that. And then we're going to screw it in. Oh no. Oh, you can't. That sucks. What if you want to like... What do you mean you can't change the fans out on it? So you can only use the AIOs with their stock fans in this game. That seems like a huge oversight to me. I was so excited about my fanless AIO idea, but apparently the game's not going to allow us to do that. So that's pretty rude on its part, but whatever. CPU cooling. This does fit. This does fit. Oh, I just need... Almost forgot the thermal paste. Install CPU cooling. We're going to put that on there. And then again, we're going to have to do single channel memory because that's the only... What's the wrong... Let's just put it in here. The worst place possible to put the single stick. There we go. We've got that in. Okay, we're good. There we go. This system looks like it's going to be an absolute furnace. We've got a 5950X under there with Vega 7? 7? Something 7. Okay, there we go. Before we power that on and see how that catches on fire, let's have a look Oh, that's not a very good score for the tiny Celeron system. I actually think this hardware combination is the worst that you get in the game. Funnily enough, though, it doesn't seem like the whole single-channel RAM situation changes the performance. So we got the worst PC in the game. At least the temperatures are good because it's in a cavernous case. So let's power up this thermite fire of a system and see how it all goes. Just press the power button. Oh, look at that. In the 50s. Although the graphics card's doing really well. Temperatures-wise, 60, 70, 80, 84, 85 is where it starts slowing it down. So this may be the max temperatures we're going to get for this. So what we're going to do next is we'll overclock it and we'll see what happens then. Okay, so it's successfully managed to run a benchmark without the system exploding. I guess that means we've got to overclock it, right? It's going to drop this to like that, but we're gonna keep the voltage the same. Then maybe it'll be able to work. Let's see what happens if we run the benchmark. 63, 84. No, oh, there we go. We've got better temps now. 92. Okay, it's done. Is the score higher than it was before? I can't actually remember what it was before. Let's try and up the voltage a bit and see if that helps. We recommend you don't go above 1.5. Okay, so we're gonna just peg it straight to that highest recommended. And then we'll see. Again, it seems to not be phased by 96 degrees Celsius. I mean, this does mean that we're like borderline. We're like right at that point where it may catch on fire at any moment. So, yeah, I think we're very close to having it explode, which is good. I mean, 1.55 volts is... It may actually not even boot into Windows at this point. There we go. We're at 100 degrees Celsius. We're reenacting a Dell XPS system under load here. This CPU is clearly made out of an alloy of like adamantium and kimchi or something. Like, it is taking this abuse like a champ. I mean, not only does it have 1.5 volts pushing through it, but it's passively cooled in a case with no airflow. Like, this doesn't... In real life, this is not gonna happen. Like, I think even without 1.5 volts pumping through it, a 5950X cannot be passively cooled. Okay, the score is significantly lower, though. I guess we have to put the voltage up to 1.6, right? That's the only... Oh! So it's immediately turned back into Dell XPS Simulator, but... It's handling it, which is crazy. It does seem to be throttling harder than it was before, though. I'm not entirely sure, but it does look like it.
20 minutes later.
I can't remember if it's higher or lower than it was before. Okay, we have to get this thing to crash, right? Like, CPU OC, I mean... 1.7? So it seems like we have to push the core frequency higher in conjunction with the voltages. Why won't this system die? Like that? What the hell is going on here? We've got 1.75 volts pushing through that 5950X with a passive cooler on it, and it's just taking it. I mean, it's a little bit lower, but I cannot believe that it finished that run. Okay, I'm very quickly starting to lose interest here. So we're just gonna crank it up to like... Hey, there we go. There we go. That'll be fine, right? Okay, we're almost at 70 degrees Celsius idle. I mean, the fact that it booted at all with like 1.9 volts. Okay, let's see. Please die. Please just explode. Come on! How can it handle 1.9 volts through it with a passive cooler? Please just die. The score just gets incrementally smaller every time, but it's not exploding. Okay, that's it. No more Mr. Nice Dawid. Okay, there we go. 2.2 volts. A little bit more frequency because we know that makes it crash. And I kind of want to see what it does with 2 volts. Yay! I think we finally killed it. Dope. Okay, wait. Let's see. Let's restart it. Hey! It's dead! We've killed it! Okay, there we go. Finally! So apparently going above 2 volts is what you need to destroy a CPU in this game. So with that, it brings me to the end of a video that definitely wasn't a complete waste of your time. Let me know down in the comment section below if you want to see more cursed builds. Maybe like real life cursed PC builds or something like that. I'll be interested to hear what you have to say about that. And until the next video, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.